talk about the Plyco 3mm plyboard that I bought to do this job. It's a wonderful plyboard, you can see here, just plain at the back, but such high quality. The finish is just to die for. I got the satin, or the matte finish I think it was. I'll put the details below, but this plyboard, I cannot recommend it highly enough. For $59 a sheet, it has it's water, thermal, sound proof, they say, or has those qualities. For 3mm, I'm doubting that it's proof, but let's say that it has those great qualities. So I'll be lining my shower with it, which they highly recommended, and of course sealing the edges and doing the floor with fiberglass. But it's such a great quality stuff. You can draw on it with pencil when you're cutting out. I've gone with cardboard templates. So first I start with a butcher's paper, make the template out of butcher's paper, then I do it out of board as well. And it's worth saving up your cardboard and doing it like this because the paper can be off. So let's have a look. When I've cut it, I'm just using the plain old jigsaw. Replace your blade, put a brand new very fine blade in. Then I've kept just a block with some sandpaper, and by doing that on the edges, it really is very forgiving. Now I can trim off little bits like that with no problem, and it's not splintering very much at all. Excuse me. And it's just amazing to work with. When I was actually painting inside the Caravan, I dripped, when I was doing the inside of the windows, I dripped enamel grey paint down the fascia of it, grabbed a rag, wiped it straight off. Any pencil that I mark this up with, I'm just using a bit of the white cleaning sponge that you can buy at the supermarket, and you rub it with that and anything comes off. See, that's collecting the dust that's on it just from the cutter. Unbelievable. Now Plyco, I'm going to put the details below. They're in Victoria. I got 8 sheets. It cost me, with shipping, $145 to their depot, which for us in the Hunter was in Newcastle. It cost me $640 for 8 sheets. I've done this whole 14-foot Caravan, and I've got one whole sheet left for the shower and all the walls, inside, outside. So with the offcuts, I certainly won't be ditching those. They are really valuable. All these little offcuts, I will do things like reline inside the shelving, inside the cupboards. I'll be hanging on to them regardless. So this is how it comes. When they packaged it, I've just got the towel hanging on it so that it doesn't get any moisture from the door. They sandwiched it between 2 of these on a pallet. I actually made my working table out of it, on a pallet like that, so that it sat across a 7x4 trailer. So I went with a trailer, the guys lowered it down, it was packaged so well. You can see none of the corners got done, got damaged. It really was really well shipped. Heavy, very heavy to ship all of this, but you know, you can either utilize it or not. Clearly up to each individual, but fantastic product. Compared with, we've got a ply company in Newcastle, and I got 2 sheets when I did the interior of the pop top ceiling. 2 sheets cost me $250, and I needed that just to do the ceiling. While it's a great plyboard, it looks lovely, it's got a nice light linen texture, it doesn't have any other properties. There's no thermal, no soundproof, no waterproof, and it was very expensive. Any mark showed, so you've got to be super careful with it. And the cutting of it was like $1.50 a cut or something. So it was a very expensive option to go by. Imagine if I was lining all of the walls with it, I would have been up for at least $1,000, if not more. So just a tip, The other thing with Plyco is you go on their website and you can order a free sample. It comes in 3mm, but it also comes in 12mm, and it's got like, you know, I'm not sure what it is, like an MDF or a light compound, sort of similar to this kind of thing. That kind of board just here. But it's super lightweight, and they use it for all of the motorhomes and camper trail, like caravans and things that they're manufacturing brand new. So they send you this sample, and it's on 12mm for free in the post, and it's about a 8-inch piece. So you can really have a good look at it, and you can order as many as you want, and they'll come in the post about 7 days later. Really good service, cannot recommend them highly enough. They have another company, I think Plyco is in Sydney as well, and so I'm actually not sure where they shipped from, because all the documentation was from Melbourne, and yet we're closer to Sydney, so one would think that they just shipped it from Sydney. It certainly didn't take long. It was, I think it was 10 days and it was shipped. So have a good look around when you're doing this. I can just imagine the use of the Caravan now. Everything, all the walls, they're scuff proof as well, they say. Probably the downfall, things don't stick to the wall, so if you want things to stick, it's going to be an experiment shortly to do the stick-on railway tiles on the splashback, so we'll see how that goes. But highly recommend this finish. If it doesn't stick with anything, I really don't care. I'll find another alternative. The outcome for durability, especially if you have kids, awesome. Okay, so this is the final draft of the cardboard template, and it's worked really well. So we're going to have a look inside the van now. So here we have it, the final product of the wall in. I did it in 2 pieces because I'm saving the being conservative with the plyboard, and because there's another identical lounge chair to this one going there, it doesn't matter. It's better to put the extra piece down near the floor. We have a toggle switch going in there, so the wires are protruding ready for that, for the outside light. And it's adhered to the wall with the Sika Bond instant nails. It's a builder's grade nail fastening one, and I've used my nail gun to just do little pin nails around the edge to hold it to the timber areas, and then of course I will do the edging strip, so, and then I'll do the top one here to match. Here's a little bit inside the van of using the Plyco board to do the inside paneling. Now you can see I've actually done these ones in sections in the bedroom area, and that's okay because I'm going to put the timber surround around the window and then some little cross pieces just to section off the area, and above the windows has a floating shelf. So we'll just pan back a bit now. Once we've got that paneling in, this is what it will look like, and you can see it really sets it off. So you don't have to do every single piece with sheeting all in one piece. I think I've covered in another video, that curved bit up the top took 4 adults to get it in. It's hardly anything. It could have been a lot more curved, but there's no way we could get it to curve. Anyway, that's another story. So it does look pretty good, I think, and I'll be doing all the trim up the top with the same little edging that I've done there, and I'll just edge it piece by piece by piece, which is the hardest thing to go around. When you're curving anything, a really good little template that you can use is crushed up aluminium foil, and just get your curve by doing that. it really does help. So yeah, just a little tidbit. And if we go back to here, you can see, because I've got some areas like the old existing bed frame and the through boot frame and surround to work around, by doing these in pieces, it's a lot easier. And you can see, like, it's adjusted pretty well. I missed a tiny bit up here, so I just used a strip, and then with some white silicone in there, you won't even notice that. So I've got little areas to touch up. And by doing the window, one of the hardest things in these is to cut a template that gets this exact, because what you find is your windows aren't square, and your windows are different measurements as well, because remember, this is 50 years old, this van, pretty much. So if in doubt, do a templated version, and then do it in pieces and sections. It was so much easier to do this, particularly these window frames. It was 6.5 mil at along the top, along the bottom edge, and all the sides, and just the middle was like a 98. So I could just cut 3 strips the same size and then put them across and down the sides, so much easier. What I'm using is, to fix it to the wall, is Caravan instant nails fast. So that bonds it to the wall, and then I'm using a nail gun. It's just little tiny nails, very small, you can see by my finger. So little nails, they're made for that. You can use staples or nails, but staples show too much, so you can see the nails, they really don't, and you can touch them up with a little dot of white paint. You could use a punch and push them in a little bit. Don't want to go too far, because then they're not holding the board. So there's lots to learn on building a caravan like this, but hopefully these tips will help someone. And I can tell you, even with a cardboard template of doing this particular one, let me just pull back, because of the undulating wall, things weren't so square and it was going in and out. I will have to put 2 pieces acrossways to cover those joins, but tip, I'm doing a padded bed head. So there's always a way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me your comments. I do read everything. See you later.